Wildcat Stadium at Eagan High School in Eagan, Minnesota for tonight's doubleheader in varsity soccer. We're beginning with the boys. It's the visiting Sabers from Shakopee and your Eagan Wildcats, the defending state champions. My name is Skip Newton, joined by Nathan Cron, running a little late, but he'll join us as soon as he can. It's a big game here for the Wildcats. They're coming off an impressive win last week, 3-1. Now they are sitting with 4 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. The Sabres come in with 3 wins, a draw, and 4 losses. They've scored a total of 8 goals on the season in those 8 matches, so a bit of a struggle scoring offensively for the Sabres. They've had 12 goals against. Meanwhile, the Wildcats with 16 goals in their 7 matches. It's an impressive number. Looking to increase that here tonight. I know their goal is usually to get at least a couple, maybe even 3 goals in the first half. To come out hot, and they've had 7 goals against in 7 matches, so a nice just 1 goal against average. Get to the starting lineups as both teams are taking the pitch here on a very warm Tuesday evening. It's about 85 degrees and it's gross humid. That's just how it is, folks. The wind is picking up a little bit too, but it's a good thing this is an evening game. Otherwise, we'd probably even be worse down on the pitch. For the Sabres, their goalkeeper, number 0, Blake Leary. They also have Osorio, Eloriaga, Andy Naomi, Villagra, Dominic Vaughn, Jorge Anate, Otto Sundy, Rylan Sagstetter, Evan Karki, and Luka Jukic. That is their starting 11 for the Wildcats, going left to right, wearing their customary home blue. As you can see, they go down deep to Zayan Oliat. He's joined by Eddie Katora up front, Owen Gentilla on the near side, coming off that hat trick from a week ago, scoring all 3 goals for the Wildcats. In the middle, Graham Johnson. His throw goes in. Spinning was Katora, unable to beat his defender. Be another throw in for number 13, Kevin Katora, coming up from left back. He'll get another chance. Also in the midfield, Colin Bray. Number 6, Mason Axelrod. You've also got defenders Jonathan Tesdall, as usual, in the middle. As that ball goes into touch, it'll be a goal kick. Ben Galbari on the back line as well. Joined on the near side, the right back, Jairon Leon. And then, as usual, the goalkeeper, Zach Rojas. Be a goal kick here for the Shakopee Sabres as they get that one just past midfield, picked out of the air nicely by the Sabres, looking to control, but it drops all the way back to Leon. He's going to go to Rojas under pressure, has to get rid of that one quick. Katora trying to use body position and height to win that. Can't, but it goes back to Bray. Now to Katora. Nice tap over to Johnson. He's going to feed it far corner, looking for Oliat. He's going to get there. He's onside. Plays it across. Gentilla unable to get in front of that one. But unable to connect on that cross. It was a quick one again by Oliat. He flies by that one. Up to number 6, Villagra. He's going to play it back to defensive teammate on the far side. He'll go long, coming back near side, looking for Vaughn. Vaughn battles Axelrod, then gets by Johnson. Nice job by Vaughn controlling, trying to hit Onate on the other side into touch. Be a throw-in in front of the Wildcats bench. You see the head coach, Josue Batuli, coming off that state championship season of a year ago. Near side, Osorio. Missed by Leon, but Galbari backs him up. Good team defense there. Oliat anticipated that pass, couldn't quite get there. Galbari has that one. Katora for Katora. Oliat far side, can't quite control it. It was played into the Sabres bench. Throw-in coming for Eagan. yield it to Kevin Couture, who's going to play it back for Tesdall. Looks like he's going to use Rojas with that aggressive Sabres pressure. Onati really trying to force a mistake by Rojas. Still really early here in Eagan on September the 16th. A midway point through the season. Teams battling for higher place in the conference, which should lead to a higher seed in sections when the single elimination tournament begins, and the goal to get back to state for the Wildcats gets underway. Johnson tried to head that one back to Oliot. He's battling and wins that battle. Nice 50-50 win, but it's poked away. Johnson plays it to Axelrod. Gentilla near side. Gets around a defender into the box. Plays it across.
Shot for Gentilla, number 17. Save for Blake Leary.
Leary credited with the save on that sharp angle shot there by Gentilla. Bray. Axelrod near side. Gentilla. Pass to Axelrod. That pass doesn't connect, trying to get back to him from his teammate. Now we're going to have a play in a touch, but I believe a foul was called.
Whistle.
Vaughn
Foul
was
called on
pushed
the
down.
Wildcats. It's a free kick
foul
for
of the match.
Shakopee, which was taken by
Just
Dominic
5
Vaughn, number
minutes
9.
plus in. Lobbed into the penalty area too far. Easy play for Rojas.
Someone's got to stay on 9.
Unable to handle that punt near the touchline was Oliot, so a throw here for the Sabres. Well, knocked away, and it's just pinballing around here. Neither team really able to complete passes as Wildcats finally get possession. Now they look to control things. Bray's got pressure from behind, gets pushed, he goes down. Foul's called.
Foul called on the Sabres. Free kick for the Wildcats.
Opportunity here for the Wildcats to either put a long shot on frame
Moving over to take the kick
or
will be
lob
Owen
one
Gentilla, number 17.
into the penalty area. Given that
Free kick
Gentilla's
Wildcats.
taking this one, I suspect that this will not be on frame, that he's going to look to play this one up to one of his teammates making a run in the box. That's exactly what he does. Oh, but he hits it short. Looked like the Sabres had played up a little bit closer. They were definitely closer than 10 yards when they made contact. Could have been a call there. A wasted opportunity, unfortunately, for the Wildcats. Don't even get that free kick into the penalty area. Rojas goes deep. Couture settles that one nicely. Gets tripped from behind. No call. And now they're going to call Couture. Did he hit that one with his hand? I'm not
Foul.
certain
Wildcats. Free kick for the Sabres.
why there wasn't a trip called there. I guess he got all ball. I mean, that's the only possible explanation for
For
the
12, Rylan Sexton
lack of a
with the
foul
kick.
call against the Sabres. Meanwhile, play continues. Shakopee, near side. Osorio. Far side defense, and finally, my broadcast partner has returned. Nathan Cron, welcome to the match. You've missed pretty much nothing so far. It's been just a little bit of back and forth, mostly within the middle third.
A little production snafu, a little scheduling snafu, but we are here and
Foul.
here
Wildcats.
to
Free kick,
take in
Shakopee.
these Sabres and the Wildcats.
Another free kick here for Shakopee is at
Number 12, Rylan Sackstetter on the kick.
The Wildcats headed up nicely by Tesdall. Shakopee near side. Trying to dribble through was Vaughn, but good defense there. Sorio throws that one in. Vaughn with a nice step over, but just can't shake the solid defense of Leon. Nice one-on-one defense there. Throw this one in. Finally finds a teammate. Oh, it's dropped back nicely. Almost played across, blocked. Wildcats first to get it, but can't clear. Shakopee had what looked like a potential opportunity for a shot, but that goes begging, and now Wildcats' counterattack is halted, at least temporarily.
Interesting there, the Wildcats had a chance to clear it with a little bit of force escape, and instead it was almost like they were trying to pass it through and up and out of their box, and it's not sure that's the safest thing to do.
Some more aggressive play by Vaughn. He finds Sunday to the middle. Gray just does enough to get in the way of that potential shot. This one's played out. Are they going to call the foul from behind, or is this just a throw? Just a throw. Sabers. Jukic. Errant pass, an unforced error there. Throw in coming for Eagan. Again, just one shot on goal for the Wildcats. That taken a few minutes ago from a very tight angle. That was Gentilla. All right, the Sabers are controlling now, bringing this one up to midfield. A little possession here for Loriaga. Got it up to Osorio, but his pass was deflected. Unfortunately, Sabres still control near side. The battle continues. That looked like a clean tackle there.
Yeah, it looked like a clean tackle. The center referee agreed, and I guess his opinion is the most controlling.
That's center referee being Jack Chen. If I call him by accident Jackie Chan, I apologize. It's so close. It's so close. All right, the Wildcats, speed on the outside. This is Gentilla. He's switching sides with Oliat. They do that sometimes. They'll flip sides of the pitch. I assume based on matchups and who they think can get by the respective defender where the matchup feels the best.
Of course, we've seen Gentilla float into the middle too, and have Johnson on top or Johnson to the wing, with Gentilla taking Johnson's position in that 10 spot, or that spot right behind the central striker. In this case, Eddie Katora.
Tesdall defending, pokes that one away. Oliat nearly got back. Long ball, and I think Katora's going to realize that he has no shot and save some energy once again. Incredibly warm and humid. Might be a breeze down on the pitch, but I don't think anything that's going to really impact play. Johnson. Axelrod now, defender coming on, tries to get it up to Oliat, couldn't get under that one enough. Bray did a nice job of stopping that play, but couldn't win possession. The Sabres regroup.
Last year, these two teams played in Shakopee at the middle school in Shakopee, and the Wildcats ended up coming out with a 2-0 victory. Of course, last year the Wildcats came out with a lot of victories against a lot of people, and the teams changed, but historically the Wildcats have matched up well against these Sabres.
Nice job by Rojas fielding that bouncing pass back. Would like to see that one. Oh, and this one looked to be a good. Nope, it is not. The flag is up. I was going to
Whistle
say,
on the play.
I'd like to
Wildcats
see
offside.
that hot pass back to the goalie, maybe off
It will
center.
be an indirect free kick
just
for the
in case
Sabres.
something weird happens and it gets by him, it doesn't end up in the back of your own net.
It's funny, that particular offside call, as I was watching Juntilla on the far side, I thought he held his run, but again, my opinion from this vantage point is fairly unpersuasive.
Yeah, I thought the new rule was he had to go and make contact, or at least make a serious effort, whereas he can just choose to let that go and they pick up they don't call the offside, even though he's in offside position.
Well, the question I think for the referee is he involved in active play? And if he's touching it, certainly he is. If he's imminently going to touch it, if he's going to win the race, then you would certainly say that he's involved in active play. Although, in fairness, I personally like to see the referees call it a little more closely, only because what ends up happening is sometimes you can have collisions, say, between a goalie and a striker or a goalie and a wing player that can create injuries and are completely unnecessary if you just raise your flag. So I like the old rule, frankly. I like the older interpretation, I should say, of the rule.
Jonas Schifferod checking in for Katora. Colin Bray, Graham Johnson also checking out. A little bit earlier substitutions than I think Coach Butali does typically, but that again could be because of the heat. Schifferod plays it back. Oliad loses possession. Andrew Simonson also checking in for the Wildcats, as well as number 11, Jackson Seehafer.
Good to see Seehafer out there again. He was on the shelf for the last varsity home game. We didn't get to see him. And some substitutions for the Sabres. I was going to say the same thing, Skip, that you were just alluding to, which is that there are some early substitutions out there.
3 substitutions for
a lot of these players, historically at least this season, we haven't seen them until maybe 15 minutes, say, left in the half, something like that.
Mark Huji and number 17, Jesus Zarazua. They are in for the Sabres.
Number 17, Jesus Zarazua, one of these Sabres subs.
Onyate, also going out, number 9, Dominic Bonga.
Axelrod played that one back over his own head, but into touch. This one's going to be off of Shakopee. I almost said off of Buffalo. The Sabres.
Substitution for the Wildcats.
It's interesting you should mention that because I think the back and forth, I've always been kind of curious. There are some, I've seen Shakopee Sabers spelled with an E at the end, yet it is with an R at the end. And
okay.
I've seen that from time to time.
Another throw-in coming for Eagan here. Once again, Leon. Galbari, nice job getting by number 17, Zarazua. Katora far side. Into the middle. Good effort there. Simonson. Oh, and just the turf monster takes out a Wildcat, but Oliat draws a double team and gets by both of them. Cuts into the middle, looking for a pass. He'll take the corner. Went from a tight double team to all of a sudden he was free and clear.
Kadir Hussein, number 14.
Oh, he just floated past him, didn't he? He just floated past him, and you can see that the Sabres are certainly marking him closely, right? I mean, you saw how much attention he drew there, and there was another player just maybe off the screen. It was almost like a triple team, and he still was able to create an opportunity.
The problem was that the second defender was not goal side. I mean, he was more defending a kind of a middle spot. Here's a long far post corner over the head of the Wildcats. Opportunity here for Hussein, but he's called for the foul trying to win that loose ball.
Foul on the Wildcats. Free kick.
Several
Sabers.
Wildcats already getting action on the pitch. Simonson misjudged that. Free kick. Gets over his head. Oh, they're going to call that little trip. Just enough to alter play.
Foul again on the
So
Wildcats.
far,
Free
the
kick. Sabers.
calls have been fairly tight.
Taken by Rylan Sackstetter, number 12.
The players will keep testing that line to see exactly where that line is in terms of how physical can I be without necessarily crossing into whistle territory. And it's up to the referees to keep that from happening.
Offside flag is up.
Whistle on the play. Shakopee offside is the call. Indirect free kick for the Wildcats. Offside, Sabers.
Looks like Tesdal's going to leave this one for Rojas. Backline Eagan defense remains the original 4 from the starting lineup.
The weather apps all say it's about 87 degrees, but I'll tell you, Skip, it feels a lot warmer than that outside, doesn't it?
That it does, yeah. I feel really fortunate to have the air conditioning up here in the booth. Thank you to whoever was responsible for that.
And I think we have a water break.
Yep, that we do. So
Center referee stops
short
the
little
clock.
break here for both teams,
20
right at the
minutes and
halfway
7
point of
seconds remaining in the first half. This
first
will be a
half.
water break for the teams
So
on this.
not
very
a lot of
warm
action
Tuesday.
in either end. I mean, a shot on goal
Timeout
for
on
the
field.
Wildcats,
This is
one
timeout.
corner
Water
kick.
break for the
Really
teams.
nothing in the attacking third so far for Shakopee.
Well, the Sabres seem to have enough athleticism to be able to do something down on the other end, but I think we've seen teams, Skip, with athleticism and skill, but sometimes not always work together. Not always work together or be coordinated. And so far in the attacking third, I don't think that we've seen much in terms of Shakopee being able to string together passes or string together or create opportunities with good passing and movement combinations. So, I mean, I think if I were the Shakopee coach and I was having a kind of a halftime, a preview to halftime, I would say, guys, need to connect passes in the attacking third to help create some opportunities for ourselves.
Yeah, some quicker movement, some quicker passes. You got to give the person with the ball the option because, of course, the closer you get to goal, the tighter that defense gets. Usually there's more bodies in the way, and things get congested depending on the defense and how they were set up going into the attack. So I know that this is a water break that they do stop the clock for. So it's not a running clock, at least.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
I actually was expecting to see the clock still moving. So
I was too. I absolutely was too. But I suppose in high school soccer, because of the nature of the clock being kept on a scoreboard as opposed to the referee's wrist, not risk. I suppose it makes some sense that you would stop the clock in situations like this. Shakopee Sabres coming off a 2-0 defeat to Duluth East. And Skip, you and I know a little bit about the Duluth East soccer program. That's a quality program coming from the northern part of the state.
yeah, they've had a tough road so far. Shakopee has. I mean, they look, again, solid here tonight, at least defensively and in the middle third. I mean, doing some nice job, at least, mostly I would say 50-50 possession.
Wildcat throw in from the far
Like we
side.
talked about at the beginning of the break here, just that connecting in the attacking third so far, letting them down. So we'll see if they maybe were able to get anything going here with that water break as we begin the second half of the first half. This one's played across. Be an opportunity on the near side. You can see already 2 defenders there, and those 2 defenders win, but that pass out of range for Seehafer, he loses it. Shakopee harassed nicely by Schifferah, but still controlled by the Sabres. We've seen this battle all night long, or all half long, I should say. Number 9, Dominic Vaughn, really battling with Galbara on the near side, and that one's played to Rojas.
Well, the Shakopee boys team kind of has the same problem that the Eagan girls team has, Skip, which is just scoring goals. If you look at their goal totals for the season, I'd have to dig that out of my stack of statistics, but they're averaging maybe only
a goal a game,
a little more than a goal a game, and that's, look, you can play some great defense, but when you're averaging that against quality opponents from time to time, you're just not going to be able to make it stand up.
Long ball doesn't connect, but the Wildcats pick up the loose ball. Hussein bring it back to Tesdal, who now has it, trying to feed it through. It's onside, but needed a touch there by Schiffer out of control. Got by him. Axelrod chips it up. Hussein, nice aggressive shoulder off, clean physical play there. Vaughn very active on the near side.
Yeah, you might say that he's been their best player so far in this game.
Yeah,
in terms of creating opportunities and being aggressive physically.
Yeah, things seem to happen when the ball is near him, and those things being mostly positive for Shakopee, so something that the Wildcats are going to have to be mindful of here. Played up, but not accurately to space. Turnover. Here's Vong again. Finds Anati in the middle. He gets it back. Feeds it through. Just offside once again. Bodies collide in the penalty area.
Offside.
And close move. A close call that time. Nice to see that the Wildcats were able to maintain the integrity of their back line. But Zarazua doing a nice job of moving off the ball there to create that opportunity, Skip. There was a channel through which that ball was able to be fed to him. Had he been able to stay onside, might have been a major scoring opportunity.
Yeah, that's at least, I think 3 offside calls already against Shakopee, and that tells me that they're aggressively pressuring the back line of the Wildcats, and all it takes is one time where the timing comes off perfectly, and they're going to have a very good scoring chance. Wildcats depossessed there. Axelrod at least gets a boot on that one into touch. Throw coming in, Anati goes to the middle, wide open. There's Hunji. Far side. Played long. Miami. And we have a ball played with the hand by the
foul on the Sabers.
Shakopee Sabers. This will be a free kick for Eagan.
Yeah, a bit unlucky for Shakopee. He wasn't trying to handle the ball at all. It just happened to come up and catch him off the side of his hand and arm, and so as a result, we're going to have a free kick going the other way. I'll tell you, what I've noticed with Smith, Shifra, and Hussein up front is these are not the biggest. They're not the biggest, strongest forwards wings that the Wildcats have. So they're going to have to really bear down in terms of their physical play. We've seen Shifra and Hussein already get pushed off of balls.
Hussein had an opportunity to play that one forward. It just didn't quite connect. He was trying to touch that one up to his teammate. He had Seehafer making a run behind that defender. Wildcats struggling to get possession here and put any sort of offensive attack together. This is Mohammed passing up to his teammate. Now he gets it back. He's all alone. Plenty of time to survey the pitch, figure out where he wants to go. And now comes back to him in the air. Does a nice job controlling that. Finally pressured there by Seehafer. Goes around, but Axelrod helps out. Simonson couldn't get to that loose ball. Sunday couldn't control there for Shakopee. Up to the Wildcats. Once again, their front line loses it. Oh, and they might have gotten it back. Bodies go down, no call, and nor should there be. In fact, I think it says play on. This kind of a long shot, just a bit wide. Nice shot there by Seehafer.
That was a sneaky good shot by Seehafer. I thought he was for sure he might lay that off for one of his teammates to try to run onto, but given the lack of offensive activity over the last few minutes. I'm
Shakopee.
a fan of that shot as long as he strikes it clean, and he did.
A low, hard shot, bouncing in front of the goalkeeper, which can make it a little bit trickier to play.
Substitutions: Colin Bray, number 8.
Do get a true
Zayan
bounce
Oliak,
off the
number
turf,
10.
but
Owen Gentilla, number 17, back
still
in.
changes the
4 substitutions for Shakopee.
trajectory of the ball. Just a bit wide.
Into the game, back in Jaden Osorio, number 2.
Nice battle there by
Number 12, Rylan
Seehafer.
Sackstetter.
Quick
Number 6.
throw here
Nico
for
Balagra.
Shakopee. That one's played deep by the Eagan defense.
And Bray, Katora, I should say Eddie Katora, Owen Juntilla, and Zayan Oliat all checking back in.
Oh, a nice job by Juntilla holding up to try and control that one. Oh, and controls this one nicely. 1-on-2. Juntilla being the one comes out the victor. Oh, a nice defense from behind. I don't think Simonson even saw Hunji come up very quickly. And there's a hard foul.
It was a hard foul. I don't think there was anything in it. I don't think there was any intent in it. It's just one player going one way, one guy going the other way. And fortunately, everybody shakes hands and gets up
16,
off of that one. That was hard contact.
Yeah, and it looked like, the Shakopee player was looking back over his right shoulder, as the ball was coming to him, and the Eagan defender came from his blind side. I mean, I don't think he honestly knew he was right there.
No, I agree with you. That's why I say I agree. There's nothing in that. He's not trying to be. He wasn't even really trying to be physical. It was just the Eagan player he kind of lost his balance going down. Galbraith, he kind of lost his balance going down. I'm just, as is always the case, we're just happy when these guys get up off the turf relatively quickly.
Long again. Dispossessed. Nice play, Galbari. Seehafer had it, lost it, but kept battling, poked it away, committed the foul while doing so. So the tight calls continue. This one right in the middle of the pitch, about 45 yards out. This actually makes the angle a bit of a challenge to play one up to a teammate.
Free kick for the Sabers.
They're looking, back, and the ball's coming straight at them. There's no good angle to both see it and try to re-angle one on goal. So they're just going to put one not on goal, but technically a shot.
6, Nico Balagra. Zach Rojas makes the play.
Yeah,
for
I think the art of dropping that in like a feather on the penalty spot would have been, right around the penalty spot, or between the penalty spot and the 18-yard box would have been probably preferable than going to goal.
Gentilla defeated by height on that one. Tesdall wisely lets that one bounce back to Rojas here.
I want to give a big shout out to the girls, the alumni girls' parents' bark going on right now at Eagan Arms. Thanks for having us on there at Eagan Arms, one of the sponsors of Wildcats soccer.
Technically, as an alumni girl parent, I'll just assume that my invitation got lost in the mail. Here's Bray. Oh, nice pass through. Offside is Katora. It did look like he had a step when that ball was played.
Well, I'm sure you can be added to the group chat. It was, it's a bit of a spontaneous thing that developed for a few parents that haven't seen each other since last season. I think that's one of the things that you notice about high school soccer and, other high school activities certainly as well, but soccer and other sports, you spend so much time between club and school with parents and kids and things like that. Skip, I think you would agree, given that both of your kids also played for the Wildcats and various clubs around the Twin Cities. When it ends, the kids go their separate ways, but so do the parents often.
Yeah, you almost feel like you lose a bunch of friends if you don't make a concerted effort to stay in touch. Juntilla up to Seehafer. Again, the Shakopee defense really doing a nice job pressuring the person with the ball, not giving a lot of open space, what they do to Juntilla, and that might have been a mistake. Far side, Oliat feeds it through, the tap, the save, rebound, Seehafer, the goal. Oh, it's wide! I think that was deflected.
That was absolutely deflected. Seehafer had goal written all over it. for Jackson Seehafer. It was a brilliant move to the outside. Great cutback pass. Keeper for the Shakopee Sabers. I could not tell if he got a hand to that or if it deflected off like a hip or the chest of another player, Shakopee defender, but Seehafer absolutely followed that up. Exactly what you would want to have happen from your center midfielder.
His eyes just had to be huge looking at that rebound right in the middle of the penalty area, about equal to where the penalty kick stripe is. And no defender in any sort of position to beat him to the ball.
Yeah, he was able to step into that one completely, wasn't he? And took a deflection.
And fortunately, the goalkeeper for Shakopee, Blake Leary, is okay. They're just waiting a little bit longer here as the Gentilla corner outswinger. Not quite as far as the last one, but still, Wildcats unable to win that one. Big swing and miss on the Wildcats. Gentilla from a different angle. Oh, cuts inside nicely. Outside of the foot, plays it across. No Wildcat home.
I'm really impressed, Skip, I have to say, as Gentilla just showed there. Seehafer showed it a few minutes ago, and a lot of these Wildcat players use the outside of their foot. Use the outside of their foot so well to curve that ball in a I would say, a non-traditional way, right? Because, I mean, you're often taught you pass with the inner part of your foot. But that using that outside part of your foot creates curve, it creates space, and it's sneaky fast.
That was the point I was going to make as well, is that the defender is not expecting you to do that with your pass, and so you can catch them maybe not getting in the passing lane like they normally would, just a step sooner than what they're anticipating. It's a nice job, by the way, on that last cross by goalkeeper Leary for Shakopee, coming out and catching that one, preventing any sort of Wildcat opportunity. Kevin Katora unable to win. We've seen Mark Hunji with some speed defensively, and I think there it looked like he might have had a couple of quick steps with the ball, so something the Wildcats are going to have to keep track of. One-on-one, Katora. Nice defense by Karki. Katora does get that one down. Slide tackled away, and the foul's called.
Yeah, just a push him from behind, not a bookable offense or anything like that. At this point, not too hard, but referee having a quick conversation with the Shakopee defender, and I think that's a good idea to say, look, you have to make a better play on the ball or you will end up in the book.
17-01 Gentilla will be on the
If you haven't been to the David Bland School of Slide Tackles, then there's a good chance you're not doing it correctly. Shout out to the former Wildcat assistant coach and longtime club soccer coach and high-level referee. Opportunity here for the Wildcats either to put this one in a good spot or put it on frame from the angle. On frame it is, maybe not exactly how Wildcats drew it up in their mind.
I think it was a good ball, but it's just when the keeper can see it all the way in and there's no traffic in front of him, as there was in that situation. Well, there was traffic, but it was standing still. So I guess what I would say is that traffic the traffic distraction needs to do a better job of taking away his field of vision or creating uncertainty in the keeper's mind.
Yeah, my rule of thumb is if I watch it and say, okay, I could have made that save, then it must have been very easy for the player on the pitch to do the same. We have an injured Saber, but play continues. Gentilla spinning around many defenders, almost got through the last one, and now as Shakopee gets possession, they're going to go back and tend to the injured player. I believe that's Nico Vlagra.
Clock is stopped.
On the near side.
So Vlagra and Eddie Katora got into a physical challenge there, and it looked like Vlagra, he obviously got the worst end of that as Katora was able to come away with the ball.
Mason Axelrod, number 6, back
I wasn't
in
sure
for
if
the Sabers. Back in Luka
he got
Jukic, number
he got
24.
hit, and I couldn't tell if he got hit by an inadvertent elbow or if it was some other part. But for a moment, he went down he went down very quickly, and so it's good to see him up. He's being substituted off. He's walking off on the near side on his own power. No obvious limp or anything like that. Hopefully, just got the wind knocked out.
Was Mason Axelrod, number 6.
Yeah, watching him walk away, it's not entirely sure what exactly is bothering him. But like you said, he's not limping, so hopefully something that's not going to keep him out for the rest of this match. Play continues down to the last 5 minutes and change here in the first half of a scoreless boys varsity soccer match. Nathan Cron and Skip Newton here on Eagan TV. Glad to be back for this mid-September showdown.
Yeah, it feels like it's mid-July out there in terms of weather, but we battle on, don't we, Skip?
As always, rain or shine, heat or cold. Oh, nice job by Shakopee to keep that one in. Not even his teammate was anticipating that, as no one else was really moving. Rojas, of course, paying attention.
And the longer this game goes scoreless, the more it inures to the benefit of the Shakopee Sabers, Skip. It's really a situation where the Wildcats have had the better, if you want to call it, the better chances this half. Certainly, they've had more, but they've probably had the better ones in terms of quality. And to enter into halftime, the legit halftime interval at 0-0 would be, I think if I'm in blue, I think that'd be a bit of a disappointment for me.
Yeah, they've had a couple of corners. Of course, the big opportunity that flurried just a few minutes ago, where, to be honest, Seehafer was kind of robbed of a goal by either a great save or a deflection off a defender. We're not entirely sure where that one went, but a golden scoring chance for Seehafer and the Wildcats. As it is, we stand 0-0, and like you said, I think the Shakopee would take that at halftime. Absolutely, I agree with that assessment. Johnson, a nice flick up to Katora, who does a nice job shielding the ball, but he's being harassed by two, splits them. Katora is going to be able to feed this one through, tries to use that outside foot. He's successful. Wildcats, Gentilla has a man. Oliat takes the shot. Off the post, no good, but the offside flag was up. It wouldn't have counted had it gone in. Oliat had just wandered into an offside position.
Katora with a brilliant ball to the middle to Gentilla. And Gentilla was being shadowed by two defenders. Thought, if I can get this over to Oliat, maybe he can put it on frame. He did put it on frame, but Oliat had strayed into an offside position.
That's one where you'd like to see Oliat be more aware of where he's at on the pitch. Such a great opportunity. Galbari plays that one into touch. Axelrod gets a second chance to head this one. Nice step in defensively there by Jukic. Bray defending quickly. That's against Sunday. Oliat to Katora. He's got to come back to it. Good step up there. But Katora gets another opportunity, but still, Luriaga wins that battle. Plays it long, and Rojas is just going to save this one and let play continue here for the final 2 minutes.
2 minutes remaining. First half, 2 minutes.
The passing the attacking third for the Cats hasn't been quite as crisp, perhaps, or quite as connected as we've seen in the past. But you get a feeling, Skip, that if they are able to start putting a few of those together, if they're able to get their timing right, there are goals to be had. Shakopee Sabers just need to show a little more creativity, frankly, in the attacking third. They've got to do something else something different than what they're doing now, because right now the Wildcat defense not really tested in the first half so far.
Yeah, I would say their best chances have been plays to the middle where the would-be recipient has been in an offside position, and they haven't been able to even turn that into a shot. Axelrod heads that one over near side. And kind of dangerous play there as
1 minute remaining.
Leon
First
had
half.
done a nice job of positioning himself.
Yeah, that was definitely a high boot. I like that call. It's
Foul called on the
Leon
Sabres.
didn't
Free
really
kick for the
flinch or move away
Wildcats
from
with
it, but
John
anytime
Tesdall,
somebody
number
kicks
24
at a ball like that, I think that's a reasonable call.
Tesdall put this one in the box. It's a good one. Leary unable to catch it, but does punch it out of the penalty area. Oliot chases down, back to Bray. Bray tees one up, looking to lob one in.
Shot for Colin Bray, number 8. Save made, Blake Leary.
Unfortunately, Leary doing a nice job of playing those in the air. That's his 5th save. Johnson back to Axelrod. We're down to 15 seconds. Maybe one more chance. I don't know how Katora got that one, but he did. Tried to feed that one through. I don't think that was an intended shot. I think that was just too hard of a pass for Oliot, who was cutting in, and that's going to do it for the first half here at Eagan High School. 6 shots for the Wildcats, just 1 for the Sabres, but the most meaningful statistic, 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Well, the Wildcats need to get their timing right in the attacking third. I think if they connect on a few of these little passes or these little subtle little things they're doing, I think they can create some scoring opportunities. On the other hand, I think the Sabres have a little more to talk about at halftime. They have to feel good about being 0-0 with the defending AAA state champions, but at the same time, they haven't shown any obvious plan of attack in the attacking third in terms of coordination or creating scoring opportunities, and I don't think the game's going to end up 0-0.
I agree. Yeah, there will be at least a goal, maybe a couple of goals scored in the second half, and we'll be back with that second half in probably 9.5 to 10 minutes. So we'll take this break. Once again, the score 0-0 between Shakopee and Eagan. You're watching boys varsity soccer here on Eagan TV.
Going from a 12 to 1,500 square foot Rambler house to 10,000 square feet here in the new art house. I am excited to just see people in this space.
We have a really wide variety of programs and classes here. We're very excited to be able to offer much more than we could before, which we're able to do now that the space is much larger and able to host more people.
I'm most excited to have a space for everybody in the community, whether a budding artist or an artist who has taken classes before and learning to hone their skills. This really just is a spot where we want the community to come, feel welcomed, and enjoy an art experience while they're here.
It only serves to make the community stronger to have these creative spaces, especially very dedicated ones like this. And I'm very excited to see more of the community come in and engage with this space and each other here.
Jason, let's go see your room.
We were inspired to build a new indoor playground because the old one was getting over 20 years old and we just needed a new place for the community and families to be able to bring their kiddos. The new space is actually a multi-level space. It's taller than the last one was, and it's very big, has open areas inside the playground itself. So if a parent needed to go up there, it's suitable for that. And it's soft and cozy and bright inside. We do offer a special right now for the month of August and September. We're doing $5 Fridays, and that includes use of our gymnasium as well. Spaces such as the Blast Indoor Playground really do serve our community. It's a great meeting spot to be able to have an indoor safe place to get together and play.
Been a treat to see the interest in girls flag. It's the first year, you know, it's exciting that we had so much ask from the girls to, hey, can I come play? Absolutely. We have about 45 girls on our roster right now.
I found out about the league from my coach, Carl. He was our weightlifting coach, so he kind of inspired me as well to come out and play.
In the league, we have over 51 teams. They started last year with the pilot program with 4, now it's 51. So it kind of boomed over a year.
They actually made the schedule around other sports. I know a lot of people, they do softball or track, so getting to play sport with them means a lot to me.
Scheduling was a struggle. We're a club sport technically, so we practice at 7 o'clock at night so girls can go compete in their other sports.
A lot of the successes as a team is just higher game IQ. So some girls came in not knowing anything about football, and now they have plays memorized.
Going into today's game, I felt nervous because I knew some of my friends and my family members were coming. Then I just got on the field and tried to do my best.
The NFL's involvement with the league has been so great. Minnesota Vikings, it wouldn't have ever gotten started without them. They run all the behind the scene things.
I just want to thank my teammates for having a fun day. I know it wasn't super successful, but we're working hard.
I'm proud of how far we came from last game to this game at home. Even though we lost, I think overall as a team we played better.
Being a part of something brand new is tough, but I think the girls are getting a lot of teamwork and a lot of different skills that they can utilize in their other sports too.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I'm Mike McGuire. I'm an Eagan homeowner, and I also happen to be the mayor. We are installing a new roof today, and we decided to go with solar shingles to generate some solar energy for the house and offset some of our electricity costs.
Solar shingles are a photovoltaic technology that generate electricity. They function much like any rooftop solar panel that you may be familiar with. So they're super cool in that they generate electricity and they protect a home from the weather. So it's an awesome new technology that's available that offers a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal to homeowners that might not want a bulky solar panel on their roof.
So this is the Timberline solar shingle. This is the part of the shingle that gets nailed onto your roof. Just like a normal shingle would be attached, there's a nailing strip here and there's a sealant strip on the bottom of it. And then this part of the shingle produces electricity from solar. The nice thing with this is it decreases the amount of laborers that you have to have on your property when you're looking at getting a roof and solar at the same time. The roofing crew does the shingles and the roofing crew does the install of the solar shingles.
My understanding from our contractor is when they went into the city to get the permits, it was the first solar shingle installation that Eagan has seen. So we put the inspections department through their paces and got all the permits done. So we're here at the exciting conclusion installing our new solar shingled roof today.
Having solar shingles in Eagan is super exciting. This marks a really awesome milestone in our local climate work in the city, and it shows that our community and homeowners here are excited about renewable energy technology.
Emma, did you hear? Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd?
He got a collapsed lung from vaping.
He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Going from a 12 to 1,500 square foot Rambler house to 10,000 square feet here in the new art house. I am excited to just see people in this space.
We have a really wide variety of programs and classes here. We're very excited to be able to offer much more than we could before, which we're able to do now that the space is much larger and able to host more people.
I'm most excited to have a space for everybody in the community, whether a budding artist or an artist who has taken classes before and learning to hone their skills. This really just is a spot where we want the community to come, feel welcomed, and enjoy an art experience while they're here.
It only serves to make the community stronger to have these creative spaces, especially very dedicated ones like this. And I'm very excited to see more of the community come in and engage with this space and each other here.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium here at Eagan High School in Eagan, Minnesota, getting ready for the second half of the boys varsity match between the Shakopee Sabers and your Eagan Wildcats. So far, the score 0-0 as both teams struggling to find the back of the net. Some first half statistics here. My name is Skip Newton along with Nathan Cron. 6 shots for the Wildcats, just 1 for the Sabers. No official saves for the goalkeeper, Zach Rojas, for the Wildcats. 5 for Blake Leary of the Sabers. 2 corner kicks for the Wildcats. 0 for the Buffalo Sabres. And unofficial numbers, 6 fouls on Eagan, 5 on Shakopee. Shakopee going left to right, wearing white. The Wildcats wearing their home blues, going right to left. Nathan, we saw maybe one really good flurry, great goal-scoring opportunity for the Wildcats in the first half. But other than that, a lot of this game has been played in the middle third. You know, what does Eagan need to do to get on the board?
Well, I think on the one hand, as we have an early foul here against the Sabres, I think the first thing I would say is on the one hand, keep doing what you're doing, right? Because there have been a couple of opportunities where passes have not quite connected in the attacking third. And I think I wouldn't change too much if I was the Wildcats, except to try to get that timing right.
Long ball. No Eagan Wildcat anywhere near it. Nobody really going to that one either. They just kind of let that one come down to that Saber defender. Tesdahl with a big left foot. Heading down to the corner. This one's going to reach the goal line and go for a goal kick. Coming up for Blake Leary. Blake Leary doing a nice job in the first half. Somehow over the head of Colin Bray. Axelrod at least able to prevent his defender from taking it. Tesdal played that one a little bit too long. Nobody available to pressure that one, so Leary just rolls that one over to his defensive teammate. Now they pass back and forth on the back line. Long far side over the head of Galbari. Tesdal's there.
I think based on what the problems that the Wildcats have had scoring, I'm going to squarely put that. I'm going to put it on the midfield. Not because the midfield have been involved necessarily in all these passes in the attacking third, but right now midfield standing still a lot. I mean, seem to be kind of staying home, not necessarily moving a lot with the ball, not opening up to each other to help create angles. And so I would just like to see those guys in the midfield. Bray, Axelrod, Johnson, all those guys just move a little, be a little more active. You know, float to empty space and receive a ball and hopefully create a scoring opportunity for the Wildcats.
That pass blocked by Oliat. Katora wins that 50-50 ball, avoids the slide, brings it into the midfield, trying to find either teammate or a shooting lane. Comes up with neither. Nice defensive there. Loriaga knocked that one away. Shakopee far side.
You hate to see that was a brilliant effort by Eddie Katora, but it goes for naught, Skip, and they're only in this heat with this humidity and this temperature. There are only so many of those runs that Eddie Katora's got in him, and some of these forwards have in them. They've got to start making these things count.
Leary playing this one long, deflected over Galbari. Now Tesdal ends up hitting Galbari right in the back.
Thanks, partner.
Tesdal just looks at him like, get out of the way next time. Shakopee in traffic, controlling. Nice pass down to the corner. My guess is that's Vaughn. We've seen him all over the pitch on that side in the first half. This one's deflected innocently back to Rojas. He punts this one deep. Katora, nice job shielding that one and playing it far corner, too strong. Gentilla wasn't really making an aggressive run, and the defender was well positioned if he was. So I think that was just a kind of a no-look boot in the general direction. But
it was a brilliant job trapping that ball and getting control of it, Skip. It barely moved after it hit his foot, didn't it?
Yeah, he controlled it very nicely. Unfortunately, didn't really have anywhere to go with it that was productive for Eagan. Oh, a nice pick of the pocket there. Good speed. Gentilla. Oliat moved into position, but three defenders there. He goes for it, gets knocked down. No foul called, nor should there have been.
Yeah, heavy contact, spun around Oliat, but I agree with you, Skip. I didn't see anything there that looked like a foul to me. Looked like a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge.
Ball boy's going to have to climb the fence for that one. Let's see if the Wildcats can turn this into a shot. Nice job crossing. Unfortunately, no Eagan boy in blue available there.
Eagan was short a player there, Skip. I'm not sure what happened, but Oliat was deep. There needed to be somebody a little bit higher. Had there been, he might have had a real opportunity. But I think that was a mistake. I think that somebody was supposed to fill that space for the Wildcats.
I don't think we've seen Hannon Axelrod at all this evening. I'm a little curious as to what the story might be there. Just his name came to mind on the deep throw because a lot of times he'll take those because he can throw the ball almost as if it's a corner kick when it's that deep. And it's reminded me we have not seen him on the pitch yet this evening. Goal kick. Just clearing Mason Axelrod. And the foul called there against Wildcats, and we're going to have a stoppage. And the yellow card given, I believe, to number 12.
Clock is stopped. Yellow card caution being issued against the Wildcats.
coming in the
Yellow card will be on number 12, Hiron Leon.
47th minute.
Time of the yellow card, 46:21. Yellow card caution on the way.
Yeah, there's nothing in that. He's not trying to be dirty at all, but what he did break up a promising scoring opportunity. Got a handball shout for the Sabers, but the referee not having any of it.
Wildcats need to get something going here. Still plenty of time, 33 minutes and change. Rojas gonna keep this one in so he can pick it up. He's not afraid to put one back down and play this with his feet. Almost got caught earlier when he tried that, but was able to get it off. This one he just boots the traditional manner off of Katora. Possession here for Shakopee, crossed by Naomi. Gentilla, nice fake, had his defender leaning, now finds Katora, it's one-on-one. Played and touched by the defense of Shakopee. Quick rethrow, and now we have a stoppage.
Oh, Eddie Katora upset, and he absolutely has a reason to be upset here. The referee, there was a player down, but he was starting to get up. Referee wanted to check on him, but he had not blown a whistle. Katora says, I'm going to take the throw in quickly. Katora rightfully annoyed, as that created potentially a scoring opportunity for the Wildcats, and that will go back for a throw-in as Katora pleading his case with the referee. Referee saying, hey, I've got to be worried about player safety, and we all certainly respect that, but the player was already getting up off the turf, and there had been no whistle.
Throw for the Wildcats. Controlled by the Wildcats. Into the box. It's like 2-on-4, maybe 2-on-5.
Shakopee back in the game.
Feels like that's been a lot of the Wildcats' issues here as they're trying to get down in there. There's just not a lot of blue jerseys. Johnson can't win that one. Bray, nice job shielding, but can't find a teammate. Johnson pressing. Oh, and he forces a turnover. Can he get there in time? He does, and it's off of him and over the net. Just a great individual effort there. Graham Johnson.
Graham Johnson with a little, guess who?
I mean, he was pushing and pressing the ball, and it just, the more it kept going back towards the goal, the more he kept chasing it. I mean, his momentum was heading that way anyway. Just a real heads-up, aggressive play there. He almost earned a goal.
And that would have been a great play out of the Wildcat midfield that so far has, like I said, not always been as, oh, Katora with a nice tackle.
He's got Oliat. He finds him. He's onside. Needs a good touch. Needs a shot. It's shallow angle. Slide tackle, and it went off of Oliat again. A little bit of bad luck, but a lot of great defense. Oh, they're not saying it went off Oliat. We're going to have the corner. I thought that bounced back off of Zayon, so perhaps a gift for Eagan or just my eyesight failing me.
The assistant referee seemed to suggest it was a corner. Center referee wasn't sure. I think he was relying on the assistant referee on the far side to give him some sort of indication.
As it is, the in-swinger. Oliat, can't see him in your picture, but he's just lining up for this corner. We got a Wildcat all the way across on the far side if he goes deep. He does. Headed towards goal. Probably should have brought that one back across. Wildcats need to control this and bring it back in. A flick up over the head, but that's not on frame. Corner does not produce anything of value there, unfortunately, for the Wildcats.
The tension is building, though, isn't it, Skip? The tension, it seems like the Wildcats have entered a phase of play here where they seem to have a few things maybe figured out. Maybe they're starting to connect on some of those things that we talked about earlier in the half.
When I was wondering if that aggressive, almost goal-scoring play there by Johnson was maybe going to just kickstart the Wildcats and give them some momentum. And right after that, we had that big steal Great tackle by Katora, which set up the latest opportunity. Now here's an opportunity for Shakopee. They feed it across. That touch gets across, but somebody gets it back. Shot is blocked. Rojas dives off his line.
Major kudos to Zach Rojas there, is getting off, as you say, Skip, getting off his line quickly and claiming that there were two Sabres in the vicinity of that ball. Had he hesitated even for a half second, one of those Sabres surely would have put that in the back of the net.
Neither team can afford a defensive lapse here, as we've gotten down under the 30-minute mark remaining. Minute number 52. We'll get a mandatory water break here in about 8.5 minutes, as the temperature down a couple of degrees since start, but the humidity is way up there. As the dew point right around 70, making it feel extremely hot and muggy outside, especially on the pitch.
And we should mention Jaron Leon coming back into the game, replacing Hunter Johnson, number 18, who just, I think, may have gotten his first taste of varsity soccer. Number 18 had been on this side. Now Kevin Katora switches to this side.
Backside pass not saved. The flag is up. This will be a throw-in for the Wildcats.
And Shifra on now for Eddie Katora. So let's see if the Wildcat coaching staff starts rotating maybe its starters and bench strikers, bench wings in one at a time to try to keep a certain combination of players on the field.
Well, knowing that they have the luxury of that water break, you could try to time it up with that as well, where you give players a little bit of break before the water break, then including the water break, then they come out fresh. Play deep, far corner. Shakopee. Hunji uses his support pass. Juntilla harasses, and we've got a play into touch. It'll be a turnover, the Wildcat throw.
Substitution for the
Take this
Wildcats,
opportunity to thank
Jackson
our outstanding
Seeley,
Eagan
number
TV
11,
crew
back in the
director,
game,
Winter
going off
Price,
Graham Johnson, number
and on
9.
camera, Nick Mudd and Max Hellmuller, once again doing their jobs so expertly, helping us sound as good as possible and bring you excellent footage of these varsity games. For those unaware, the girls' side begins roughly 20 minutes after the conclusion of this match, so right around 7, maybe a little after.
Wildcats got one there. Shifra forced a throw, but I thought that was off Shifra, but instead Cats have a throw, and now they've got to figure out the mechanics of this. Of course, Shakopee, if you're watching from Shakopee, thanks for joining us. Shakopee has its own great opportunity, and here's an opportunity for the Wildcats.
Bray's going to fire. That one's blocked. Oh, we got a player down. I don't know if he took one in the midsection.
The referee stops the clock. Injury on the field.
Yeah, it was an innocuous, what from here was solid, but an innocuous challenge, not a foul or anything. And a potential injuries. You look there at Colin Bray, one of the Wildcat midfielders who has played a key role in the success of this squad over the last season and a half.
The trainer comes out to tend to number 7, Mark Hunji. He gets up and going to take a small break.
Sabres back in the game, number 12, Rylan Sextetter. And John
Leon
Chavez
gives him a nice high
Fernando,
five,
number
checks in
13.
on him. So we'll have restart here. It'll be a drop
resumes.
ball, given Wildcats have possession, so they'll get possession and play resumes. Once played in, tough play there for Oliat. That ball was hot.
Yeah, it seems like the Wildcats are really asking their what you would describe perhaps as their more prominent, more experienced players to really put the team on their back and really carry them in this situation.
Bray just unable to get that over to Oliad. Sliding over there was Mohammed for the Shakopee Sabers. Now Axelrod unable to beat his opponent to that one. Played long, far side. This one's going to go into touch right at about midfield. Pass intercepted, intended for Bray. That was Shifra. Now we have a foul on Bray.
Foul on the
One of the
Wildcats.
easier foul
Free
calls
kick
I think
for
the referees
Sabres.
had to make all night.
We have a few Shakopee Sabers ready to come in at their next opportunity. They're going to take this free kick, look to drop this one in right around the 18. If they can get it that spot, they do. It's a nice one. Well done by Axelrod winning that one out of the air. Tesdal does the same, or excuse me, there's Tesdal. That previous one played by a different Wildcat defender on the back line. Nice job collectively on defense. Oliad quickly draws that double team. No foul called.
I think the Wildcats may have been hard done by there. And Colin Bray may have gotten away with one, but John Tesdal's not going to get away with one.
Foul on the Wildcats.
But I think Zayon Oliad is rightfully saying, wait a minute, I think I was by him, and I think he just put his hip into me. But in any event, we play on.
This will be Nico Blackbrod, number 6. Nico Biagra.
Tora,
with the free
Tesdal,
kick for the Sabres.
Galbari, Leon on the back line. One's played in again. That's Tesdal. There's a lot of height in that back line and in the center mid positions. Schifferah finds Seehafer. Tried to feed it through to Gentilla, but two Sabre players there. Wildcats attempting to regain possession with some aggressive defense, unable to do so. Good pressure here by Oliot. Hot pass near side. Don't think that went where it was intended by Miami. This one goes long. Leon with some good defense. And we'll have those Sabre substitutions now getting close to that.
Substitutions, both teams for the Wildcats. Eddie
Three-quarter of the mark.
Back in, going out.
Water
out
break.
Shifra
is going to get
Sabres back in. Jorge
chance for a rest.
Yate, number 10. Number 16, Noah Thompson.
Eddie Couture
and number
checking back
9,
in.
Dominic Bung. They are back in for the Sabres.
Yeah, I think in contrast, remember in the first half, Skip, the Wildcats substitute most of, or their entire front line all at once, or almost all at once, and it didn't quite pay off. You know, it didn't create a lot of scoring opportunities or anything like that, and so I like the idea of sprinkling in the substitutions and mixing and matching with the players that are already out there.
I agree with that. I think when you bring a bunch of people all in at once that haven't stepped into the match yet, they're coming in cold, and if that's even possible in this weather, but they're just not in the flow of the game, and we saw the disconnect when that happened. Here's an opportunity for Shakopee if they can get one off. Oh, it's just a brilliant defensive play. Sharon Leon just got a boot on that, knocked it into touch.
Well, you had to get that right, didn't he, Skip?
Yeah, he misses that, and that's a easy breakaway opportunity. And here's a trip just outside the penalty area.
Foul on the Wildcats.
Now, center referee did not hesitate there at all. Immediately pointed and blew his whistle, selling the call, suggesting that he was of firm conviction, even if the referees from the bleachers might have had a different take on things. And I tell you right now, for the Shakopee Sabres, this might be their latest, best, and perhaps only great scoring opportunity here of this half. They need to take advantage.
Yeah, you've got Onate and Chavez Fernando over there. The wall set up by the Wildcats.
Number 13, John Chavez Fernando.
5 white
For the
jerseys
Sabers.
matched by 5
Change
to
on the
6.
kick. Now
6
Jorge Oñate,
Wildcat
number 10,
jerseys.
with the kick.
Now a 6 moves over, so even numbers in the middle. Oh, nice job by Bray, stepping off his wall, playing that short ball. Just a great heady play. Thought maybe the Wildcats were going to look to counter. Oliat decided to play that one back. A dangerous pass. Fortunately, Tesdall had that one figured out. Seehafer. Nice job pulling up her. That was a foul waiting to happen. Oh, it's fed through perfectly. An opportunity here for the Sabres, and they capitalize and score. The top of the net, a breakdown defensively by the Wildcats. The shot and the goal and the 1-0 lead. I believe that was number 13. Yes, that is the indication. Jean Chavez Fernando buries one in the back of the net. It's 1-0 Shakopee here in the 61st minute.
Well, now we're going to head to the water break, and that's a bad sign for the Wildcats. These Wildcats now get to think about this for the entirety of this water break, and that's definitely not where they thought they'd be going in. Has to be some frustration in the boys in blue on the other side for the Shakopee Sabers. They didn't necessarily take advantage of the free kick directly, but it did create some offensive pressure, which they were able then to break down the Wildcat defense, a defense that has been stingy this season. But major credit there to the Shakopee Sabers for being persistent and hanging one on the Eagan Wildcats, who now will have to press just to get back into and equalize.
Yeah, we're going to test that Wildcat offense here when we come back from this water break in the final 19:29. An opportunity here for Coach Joe Sway, to talk a little strategy.
The 2025 Eagan Boys and Girls Soccer Booster Clubs would like to thank their platinum sponsors, 401k Professionals, Ansari's Mediterranean Grill and Lounge, the Eagan Hockey Association, Hy-Vee, Itasca Wealth, the Willie team of Edina Realty, John and Melanie Willie, the Neb Doctors, the Realtor team of Pablo and Don Borion, Twin Cities Orthopedics, and Wave Soccer Club. Thank you so much for supporting Eagan Soccer.
So right before the water break, the lone goal scored by the Sabres, number 13, John Chavez Fernando. The assist goes to number 24, Luka Jukic. A nice offensive play, and that's the danger when you have a 0-0 game, and all it takes is one breakdown, and that's exactly what Shakopee was able to produce, and then they capitalized. So now we'll see if the Wildcats can get that equalizer. Couture in the middle.
Yeah, I think the Wildcats skip, and now at this point can expect Oliat and Juntilla to draw a lot of attention. They're going to be doubled, man-marked, whatever you want to call it. If I were the Sabres, that's what I would do. And so the Wildcats are going to have to do something special here, and somebody else probably other than those two players is going to have to make something happen. Because like I said, I would personally, I mean, they're perhaps all state level players. I would man-mark them and not even give them an opportunity to touch the ball.
Well, you're going to need to see the midfield and the attack, the strikers really connect. But I think we've seen more of a disconnect between those two depths of the formation than what we are used to with this Wildcat team, and that's led to fewer scoring chances overall this game. And let's not underestimate or undervalue the play of the Shakopee defense. I mean, they're playing very well, not giving up a lot of great scoring chances. Wildcats down to 18.5 minutes to find that equalizer. Galbari. Bray Wildcats need to start controlling it. They force a turnover. Axelrod, errant pass. Tesdal. Oh, he stops it and turns it right over. Clearly not his intent. Hunji, we saw him go down briefly with an injury. Glad to see him back on the pitch. Andy Naomi with a throw midfield. That one just into touch. It'll be a Wildcat throw.
Danger here for the Sabres is to become a little too complacent, to sit back a little bit too much, Skip.
Right now they've got plenty of bodies back. Katora trying to make a one-on-one win there, but also had Leary, the goalkeeper, to contend with.
Be important for Leary, for the Sabres to be active off of his line, because the Cats, as they chase the game, are going to be sending this ball forward perhaps a little more than they ordinarily would.
A foul called against Shakopee, and I got to admit, I don't like that call.
No, I don't either. I don't think that was a foul. I think Katora is putting his body on the line there. He's trying to draw a foul perhaps, or shield the ball off, and I wouldn't say that was a foul.
Oh, a nice pass across. Well played there by the Shakopee defender to save the corner kick. I think Oliat wants to hurry, but he should maybe be a little more patient. He's got no one to throw the ball to. There's just not a lot of Wildcats down deep. Oliat in the corner now was able to get the corner. That's exactly what he was intending to do. This will be corner number 2 of the half, number 4 overall. And this needs to produce a shot. Nice ball, flicked deeper by the Sabres defender, and then played out by Galbari. So,
bit of a wasted opportunity for the Wildcats, Skip.
Yeah, we have not seen them win any of these corner kicks. Every one of them has been won by the Shakopee defense.
Well, I think the Wildcats, earlier in the season, it seemed like the Wildcats would move Tesdal up, look at that back post, and try to find Tesdal, and that's not a bad idea. And if that was the plan on that one, it didn't come off.
Yeah, it almost looked like he purposely played that, short to the front post. Chantilla tried a fancy move on the far side, but didn't come off.
Sabres are in a different section than the Wildcats. They're in Section 2 AAA. So this is not an intersection game. But a loss against the Sabres certainly wouldn't help the Wildcats with trying to get a 1 seed in their own section. So everything to play for here for the Wildcats.
Unji wins that one-on-one battle. Can't get past Galbari. Did manage to get past Leon, but now we're going to have a corner here for Shakopee.
Corner kick, Sabres.
Their first of the match.
And Leon down in the corner briefly. See if there's a trainer coming on, as Johnson is going to take his place, number 18. So Leon was being substituted in any event.
Played back to the middle. Johnson
Wildcats,
got a little bit on it, but it was right to a Sabre player who fired it quite high. Coming up on the end of minute number 66. Axelrod was the only one there. I don't think he even knew it. Tesdal for Oliat. Taking no chances was Muhammad. Oliat, Katora. Throws his player down and the foul is called.
Yeah, you see Eddie Couture is not even, there's no dissent from Eddie Couture. He knows exactly what he did. He's using his arms. It's the extended arm that draws it. You know, it's if you keep your arm down or even bent, you can sometimes get away with that stuff. But you extend the arm and it's a clear push. Easy call for the center referee.
The clock right now, ally of Shakopee. I don't know how that wasn't called a foul. It was. Wildcats need to keep their heads here. Committing a bunch of fouls is not going to put them in a position to move down the pitch and score.
We got 2 on the backside. Cats, there's 2 on the back.
23, Evan Karki on the kick
Ball
for
played
Shakopee.
across. Pressured by Axelrod. Oliat. Again.
Probably some frustration here for some of the players, some of the Eagan players, that they're not getting, like Holiot, maybe not getting the service he's looking for, and frustrated by the fact that he's not able to be a little more productive for his team. But he's got to, like you said, Skip, you just got done saying these guys have got to keep their heads because every foul is 30 seconds off the clock.
Iloriaga takes this one, goes far side of the penalty area. That one's off of the Wildcat head of number 9, Graham Johnson. Shakopee going to waste as much time as they can here before the final 5 minutes, substituting.
Osorio, number 2.
We're down to the final 12.
Don't go anywhere, folks, because this, I mean, the Wildcats can score quickly. We've seen that happen this season where they've scored a couple of goals in a couple of minutes, and it's gone very well for them. But tonight, the Shakopee Sabers have done enough to frustrate those forwards and have found a way to unlock the defense, so major kudos to them.
Tesdall looking to make a run here. He's got momentum, trying to find a teammate. Couldn't get it to Oliat. A couple of heads, now Katora into the middle, but no one's home there. The Wildcats just aren't pressing that back line. They need to get blue jerseys in that attacking third. Axelrod, nice job keeping that in. Johnson. Tesdall plays long far side, not long enough. Good defensive play there by Iloriaga.
Cats, oh, forgive me, Skip. I was going to say Cats need to start winning every ball in the air, don't they?
Osorio. Unforced turnover there. Flag is up for a substitution.
One for each team. For the Wildcats, Jonas Schifferau, number 5, back in.
Gentilla goes off. Jonas Schifferau come in. I don't think this is the last we're going to see of Gentilla.
Wildcat Booster Clubs would like to also thank their gold sponsors, Acme Tools, Carboni's, Eagan, Coldwell Banker, and Rami Cormont, Cornerstone Chiropractic, Eagan Football Booster Club, The Ladder Crew, Escape With Us Vacations, Park Dental, Eagan, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, Salvo Soccer Club, Teresa's Mexican Restaurant, The Proper Culture, and The Urgency Room. Thank you for your support of Wildcat Soccer.
Make your way down to the track at the southwest corner to get lined up for the ceremony. Teachers for the Wildcat Girls Soccer Teacher Appreciation Night.
Schifferau
make your way down to the track.
Gets through one, has about 4 Sabres. Now the cross comes in, right in position, the defender for Shakopee. When played, Axelrod, tough one to play. He gets through somehow, an opportunity, puts a shot, that one's blocked. Schifferau trying to get the ball. Johnson over, at least pressures to win the throw-in.
Into the last 10 minutes, Skip. At what point does Josue Butuli change his formation? Maybe withdraw one of his outside backs and put Tesdall in the center of a 3-back and push another body forward?
I feel like we're at that point where
I was just thinking the same thing.
You need to start pushing.
Hussein, number 14.
Kadir Hussein checks in, immediately goes into the penalty area, but the ball does not make it to him. Galbari with an opportunity to switch fields. Can't get it all the way over. The defender playing, or the Eagan Wildcat forward playing very wide, and that ball would have needed to have been struck much harder. Oh, Tesdall almost pushed off. He pushes back and unfortunately lost the throw. Hunter Johnson disagrees with that as he was ready to throw that one in.
Shakopee back into the game. Luka Jukic, number 24.
So at some point, you wonder if
Noah Thompson, number 16.
if that formation has to change. I think I'd still keep Tesdall in the back, middle of a back three with Katora, maybe Galbraith playing the other outside back, maybe withdraw Johnson or one of the other outside backs and try to throw an extra body forward. Foul here against the Sabres, but again, just not helpful for the Wildcats. They've got to get into the attacking third.
Sabres free kick, Wildcats.
They have an opportunity to get it there, but they have to win this ball. Tesdall not going to waste any time. He puts a huge boot into that one. And once again, the Sabres win it. The Sabres are winning a lot of those balls in the air. Bray, outside. Played back in. Near flick by Hussein, doesn't come off. Bray again. He's going to bring it near side. Hunter Johnson's going to want to settle this one and then find a teammate. Exactly what he does. Axelrod uses Tesdall. Nice passing, at least to control the ball, but we're down to just about 7 minutes remain. That one gets passed, but right to a Wildcat teammate, back to the the net. Oliat, outside. Outside of the foot. Hussein goes deep, just too strong. Goal kick. Tried to spin his defender. Too strong. Like to see maybe a little more patience there. Just figure out your attack. Maybe look for a negative pass back. Flicked past Bray. Katora throw this one in.
Cats no longer have the luxury of holding back. They've got to start throwing bodies forward, and right now we're not, I have to say, Skip, I'm not seeing bodies being thrown forward by the Wildcats.
Well, they don't seem to be playing with increased amount of anxiety and desire. And again, Shakopee doing a really good job. I mean, they're going to keep numbers back. They're not pressing up at all. So they are constantly.
So assistant referee, wow, that's interesting. The assistant referee really insisting there was a foul there. A free kick earned by Oliat. Center referee wasn't having anything of it, but the assistant referee waving his flag frantically, and the Wildcats have an opportunity, Skip.
They do, and it's Oliat. I'm a little surprised Tesdall's not even putting this one on frame, looking for a rebound. Oliat maybe more accurate. There's an opportunity for a flick. It goes down, and it's going to get cleared. Looked like maybe the Wildcats could win that one, get it on. Of course, now here comes the counterattack. Great hustle by Johnson. He didn't play the ball, but he disrupted the attack, the counterattack, I should say, of Mark Hunji.
Each team for the Wildcats, Eddie Couture, number 16, Owen Gentilla, number
so
17,
Gentilla
back in for Shakopee.
And
Andy
Katora
Kahn,
back in,
number 5
so
back in.
Coach Butuli throwing on his starting forwards.
Final 5 minutes. Tesdall again plays it deep. That one's headed into touch. At least an opportunity for a deep throw here for Johnson.
And again, teachers that will participate in the Teacher Appreciation Night ceremony for the Wildcat girls soccer
Plays it
team,
back.
please make your way down to the track at the
Cross
Southwest
deflected a
corner to
couple
line
of
up for
times
that
and into
ceremony.
touch. This will be Kevin Katora. Throw goes right to Shakopee. Eagan unable to play that one. There's just too many white jerseys to dribble through. Tesdall has an opportunity to bring this one down. I'll bet there was at least a split second where he considered firing that one on goal. Oliat has an opportunity. Left foot. It's a decent one. Just too strong. A very strong left foot. It didn't even look like that was his intent.
Out of bounds, goal kick Shakopee.
No, unlucky that time for Oliat. And if it were almost any other player, I would say maybe try to cross that, maybe try to give your teammates a chance. But we've seen him score from so many places. if he gets a clean chance to strike it, Skip, I think that's the right call.
Yeah, tough angle there. Good communication, I'm assuming, there by Bray and Axelrod, as Bray was going for it and then let it go. Axelrod was there as well, maybe a slight better position. Now we got a foul, a trip. No call.
No,
they're giving the throw.
Referee uninterested in that. The Eagan bench saying, wait a minute. And now somebody on the Eagan bench is going to draw themselves a yellow card. I think that's perhaps the coach.
Against the Wildcats, Colin Bray, number 8.
Minute number 67.
Checking, actually, that was Bray that ended up with the yellow card caution.
Well, and I think he disrupted the throw as he was coming back onto the pitch from, as he was getting up from being tripped. Yellow card meaning you have to step out. That player for Shakopee was in an offside position, which is why he wasn't going for that. Gentilla, 2 defenders to beat, getting attacked by the aggressive Shakopee defense. Under 3 minutes to go. Katora getting hugged on the far side from behind.
Yeah, Katora a little frustrated there that there wasn't a foul. Deep throw. Everybody's got to get forward now for the Wildcats. And somebody needs to stay high.
There are blue jerseys in the penalty area. If this can get across an opportunity, the shot and no good. He couldn't put it on frame. Oliat with a glorious chance. Did not hit that one on frame. Axelrod steals. Oliat looking to redeem himself. Back to Axelrod. Crosses it over. Once again, Shakopee is there. Simonson can't get there. Just a huge opportunity for Oliat. A gorgeous cross.
It was still going to be a brilliant finish, Skip. It was a tough, high-skill finish, but it's the kind that, frankly, you expect him to have, right? I mean, because of he has such quality, you think he's just going to be able to do it every time.
Well, and it was one of those situations where he was close enough to goal that it doesn't take a strong connect. It just needs to be redirected on. If he gets it past the keeper, it's in. A big foul called here.
90 seconds to go. Everybody forward for the Wildcats, except Oliat and Johnson. Surprised Rojas isn't taking this one.
Yeah, I'll second that. Put Oliat up near the 18. He's going to put this one on. Oh, it's punched but not saved or controlled, but cleared out. Unfortunately, the Wildcats could not win that one. Wildcats just trying to do something. Gentilla, great pressure defense from behind there. Andy Nyami now taking his time throwing this in. We're down to 50 seconds. Nice job by Johnson keeping that one in. Oliat has a guy breaking far side. It's Johnson. One-on-one. Wildcats need to hurry. They absolutely cannot wait. They should have all these people pushing up as aggressively as they possibly can. Coach Boutilli trying to help fetch the ball. 20 seconds remain.
Why are there Wildcats still at midfield? Everybody should be in the penalty area. Push up.
Maybe one more throw an opportunity if they can possibly get this one on. It's headed back out. Great job by the defense. This one's hit into touch, and that's going to do it. Shakopee with the upset win here of the Wildcats, 1-0. And while it's a big win for Shakopee, I think overall maybe a disappointing effort and for sure output, but a disappointing effort maybe for the Wildcats.
Well, yeah, I mean, the effort was, I think the players certainly ran a lot. Look, it's a hot night out. It's a challenging environment. A little surprised that they weren't a little more aggressive as they were chasing this game. It seemed like there was either they were looking around waiting for somebody else to make a play, or they were not maybe unsure what to do. I mean, sometimes when you're usually a front runner, when you're usually winning, you're not chasing games. Sometimes you maybe forget, okay, hey, if we're chasing the game, I have to play differently. I have to do something different than I had in the past. So Cats, I don't think I don't think I know they certainly did not get the result they were looking for, but big kudos to the Sabres. I mean, big kudos to the Sabres. They had virtually nothing offensively in the first half. They managed to take advantage of a great opportunity in the second half, and they make it stand up.
Yeah, that's a great point. Shakopee played a great game, especially defensively. They had one just golden scoring opportunity, and they capitalized. The Wildcats had some good chances, and they were unable to take advantage. Big-time thank you to our director, Winter Price of Eagan TV, on the camera, Nick Mudd and Max Hellmuller. The final score here from the first game of the night, the Shakopee boys won, the Eagan Wildcats 0. For Nathan Cron, my name is Skip Newton. You are watching Varsity Soccer here on Eagan TV.